Hello, this is T-Quint1,
Mr. Babomber,
The Utter Chaos,
and Remy from the Science Project video.
Yeah, we're here to talk about overrated movies and TV shows. And just TV shows that are either really good, underrated, or TV shows that just suck, period. Basically, we're just going to be talking about TV shows and movies.
pretty much.
Yeah.
So, any of you guys got an overrated movie that you think is overrated?
Well, like we were just got back from eating some fast food, and we were just like, we should totally make a video about this rant we were having there, and we were just talking about movies in general, and Despicable Me. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
I hate it.
I don't like it very much.
It's a little bit too overrated.
It's so retarded. Oh my god.
It's just that the film itself, I can understand, like, say someone likes the animation, but the film itself is not good.
It's just gay.
Yeah.
So what were you guys' thoughts on the second movie?
I never saw it, actually. I was
Neither
smart
me.
enough to go see The Lone Ranger that weekend.
Well, you want to know what I thought about it? I thought it was gay, too.
Yeah, my mom took me to a drive-in, and it sucked nuts.
Wow.
I like that drive-in. That was good.
Yes, but it still sucked.
Yeah, we got to see The Conjuring, though, but I thought that was good.
Conjuring was a good movie.
I liked it.
I'm not talking about The Conjuring, I'm talking about Despicable Me 2. She took us to see that.
I can't.
Oh, I wasn't with you, Dan.
Yeah. It sucked.
So any other movies that you guys want to just get off your chest? Like the biggies right here, we can talk about
Iron Man 3 is not as good as everyone says. Okay?
No, it is not.
Why does he destroy the suits?
There's
you
just,
don't do that.
There's good parts in it, but then there's just parts in the movie where you're just watching like, this is okay, and then it's just like, why the hell did that just happen?
Yeah. Also, the whole thing with him removing the shrapnel from his chest, why couldn't he have done that in the first film?
Yeah, why didn't he do that like 3 years ago?
Didn't make any freaking sense.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of just like this shrapnel in my chest. I'm just going to keep it here for a few more years for the memories, you know.
But then when Pepper tells me that I'm not paying attention to her, I'm just going to, remove it. Tell her I care.
Also, oh yeah, I'm done being Iron Man for like 2 years. Then Avengers 2 is going to come out.
Oh yeah, all those suits that I built that cost me billions and billions of dollars each? Whoops, I just blew them all up. You don't want to know why?
No one
Because I can just build some more, even though I already had them. Didn't really make any sense. I just blew them up because I felt like it.
I used this giant one that could have been used to stop the Hulk to steady a crane. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Let me just blow them up real quick.
Yeah, they're not important.
As far as, like... Luke knows about this specifically, and Remy caught a bit of this last night, but... As many of my subscribers may know, I am not a huge fanatic, but I casually like a lot of animes. I will fully admit, there are bad ones out there. There's some god-awful ones out there.
True that.
But what makes me mad even more than anything else is when people overindulge a series and say that it is so good, it is legendary. Because Evangelion is terrible.
Oh
I remember
God.
seeing nothing but those comments on any Pacific Rim video.
He
He ripped it. Giant robots fighting aliens was not. They didn't come up with it. Okay. It's been a concept since Godzilla.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much. Basically, coming from a person that pretty much hates anime in all forms, except for maybe like Last Airbender and Teen Titans, those are alright. I'm not like trying to say people that do like anime are bad or anything, but I just do not like it at all, pretty much.
The biggest problem with Evangelion for me is not the story. Granted, the story took a dive when they ran out of a budget.
It's Shinji.
Dude, seriously, man. That is... I'll get to him in a minute, but like the budget... Funniest thing about this entire story, the TV budget, when they had the TV show, the producers and the director used the budget so badly because they blew all the money that they got on the fight scenes.
Yeah.
Well, animes actually typically blow most of the money on fight scenes. Is why the lip syncing is usually.
But speaking.
Sorry about that.
Go ahead.
And you can tell too because like when there's a fight scene, when the episode opens up on a fight scene, it's really good, and then it'll cut back to the characters and just look like complete and utter dog shit,
Yeah.
Because the animation took a dive because they ran out of money, and eventually they just ran out of money altogether and couldn't film anything else. So the last 2 episodes of the series, I shit you not, are staring at a blank canvas with squiggly In the last 2 episodes of the series, the budget took a dive. Shit you not, the last 2 episodes are just staring at a blank canvas while squiggly lines go across the board. The last 2 episodes. Not kidding you here. And there's some pretentious nonsense about how this is supposed to be like enlightenment, but nobody gave a fuck about that, you know?
We just want robots beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
We don't care about inner peace.
That is cool.
Worst part about it, too, is that the person who wrote this, Hideaki Anno...
Hideaki Anno.
not kidding.
I just like to say that name. Hideaki Anno.
The worst part about it, he was depressed when he wrote it, because that's totally the mindset you want to have when you're writing a depressing show.
Well, I'd probably be depressed, too, if my name was Hideaki Anno.
But
yeah.
Worst part about the show for me personally was Shinji Ikari.
Shinji.
God damn it.
He was going to post a rant about Shinji on his page, but unfortunately...
due to technical difficulties.
it was not placed up.
It was not...
So, alright, let's get off of bad movies and shows for a moment. We can go back to them later if we need. But are there any movies that you're just like, I don't care what anybody thinks, this is a good movie, and I will always like this movie?
Man of Steel. And Great Gatsby.
Alright, favorite trilogies.
Well,
Lord of the
Rings
goes
definitely.
without saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Back to the Future is amazing.
The Chris Nolan's Batman films.
Oh, yeah. I don't care. I like Spider-Man. I love Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies.
Well, Batman, you know, he's like, I'm Batman. So that's.
I mean, I know the
awesome.
Spider-Man movies. The Spider-Man movies have like
Good.
lots of faults, even especially the third one. But you know, I still think they're good. I'm not gonna lie.
The Alien trilogy, and those are groundbreaking science fiction films. And some of my favorite movies.
I thought the first one was a bit boring though.
It will bore a lot of viewers.
It's more for the hardcore sci-fi fantasy fan.
The third one though, man tears. First 5 seconds. That movie, that hits you where you live. That's because each film in the trilogy has like its own specific genre. First one's horror, second one's action, the third one is a drama through and through.
You know it's overrated? Insane Clown Posse.
We'll get to that later.
Alright, let's get on to a topic we can all rant over.
Okay.
Nicka flippin' Lodian. I know that probably sounded weird, but you know, I gotta come in with a grand entrance.
Yeah.
Some of you may remember my rant on Nickelodeon, but most of you probably won't.
I remember this. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
The show has they have produced so many shows that are nothing but teen angst and wannabe pop stars.
Yes. What happened to the flippin' cartoons? No, live action bullcrap.
I'm wondering when Nick sat down and said, let's stop being Nickelodeon and let's try to be Disney here.
Even Disney Channel isn't doing this particularly well, and they never have.
I'm gonna straight up say, probably pretty much the only actually good live action show that Nickelodeon has ever produced that I could watch on a daily basis, Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
The Amanda Show was alright, but I would get annoyed with it eventually.
What was it?
The Amanda Show. It was decent. I also thought all that was decent. But let's talk about shit like, what's that new one? The Haunted Hathaways or whatever.
Oh my god.
I've never watched that, but based on the trailers, I'd say it is destroying our youth because it's
gonna be
so
retarded.
stupid.
It's gay.
Yeah, and we'll also go to talk about the Asylum films.
Oh,
later.
the Asylum films. We'll get to those later. Let's try and stay on topic for a little longer, just a bit here. So are there any other shows that Nickelodeon is producing, or shows that you miss that they...
Did Sam from iCarly need her own spinoff?
No, she did not.
Exactly.
Did anyone coming from Drake and Josh need their own spinoff? No.
No.
Especially not their freaking sister, who was not even a wholesale part in that movie.
I hated Sam from
show,
iCarly. To be honest, I couldn't stand iCarly, period.
I thought it was alright.
But for me, just kids' sitcoms never really resonate with me.
They're gay.
But when you take my least favorite character and put a spin-off about... Seriously, that girl was a bitch.
And the other character in the show is also retarded from that other show, whatever it's called. Victorious.
which half the comedy, there's a laugh track there. There's no way a live audience.
There's no way there's a live audience. There is recordings everywhere up in Nickelodeon shows. Not to say Disney doesn't do it too, but I mean, it's a lot of no. That's what Nickelodeon is now. It sucks.
Yes.
Even SpongeBob can't save them anymore because SpongeBob sucks too now.
Mm-hmm.
They turned it from being funny to an educational thing.
It's just for preschoolers now.
We're halfway away from a Hannah Montana Nickelodeon show. Any of you who don't remember that show sucked.
Because we all know we want to produce more Mileys here. I mean, come on.
Years later she can twerk pretty well, but other than that...
Yeah, not even her twerking is good, though.
She's pretty ugly.
Yeah, her career right now, it's not twerking.
No.
Her career is more like she's trying to shock people and having to rely on controversy to stay relevant.
Yeah.
Which is not the way to do it. I mean, Justin Bieber did the same shit. Like when he wrote that Anne Frank was a believer in the Anne Frank Museum. Okay, that's just disrespectful. Let's move on to musicians that suck.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah, right there, Justin Bieber.
Hannah Montana.
Freaking, what's that boy band?
One Direction.
One Direction. So
okay, I want to get this. I mentioned this in one of my other rant videos, but I don't particularly hate them. They're not the worst thing I've ever heard, but they're so boring.
The thing I hate most about these freaking bands is that their songs are so horrible, but I cannot seem to get them out of my head sometimes. They're just so catchy.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the way
it's freaking catchy.
I think One Direction is like the textbook definition of a generic boy band.
I mean, none of those people knew each other. They were just assembled. I swear half of these bands are factory made.
Yeah, they're just horrible, and I can't stand it. Whoever writes this music is like destroying America.
Yes, and that leads us to the Insane Clown Posse with effing magnets. How do they work?
If you are
don't even get us started on ICP.
If you are a fan of the Insane Clown Posse, you are a fucking moron.
Yeah, ICP stands for idiotic cunt postlers.
Summed it up pretty well right there.
Yep, right there.
That's Dr. Seuss dissing on the ICP right there.
Yeah, Dr. Seuss would
own the ICP.
Yeah, Dr. Seuss would own ICP. If you ever listened to any of their songs, especially Miracles, and you liked it, I don't see how you're not, how are you not messed up in some way? You just totally are.
Why would you listen to a song that has the line, fucking magnets, how do they work? And if any ICP fan comments on this video, tell me, what is so great about their music?
Honestly.
Is it because they look like...
It's deep, man. It's deep.
Is it because they look like a retarded version of Kiss?
Yeah. It's just,
I don't even like Kiss.
Why is it so gay? Why is it so gay?
Why is it so ass?
It's faggoty.
Oh
they're
my
faggoty
God.
Andes.
Yeah, they're gay.
They're high school dropouts. And, for those of you who don't know, I live around Indiana here, and there are actually people that think they can be rappers, even though they're from southern Indiana and are white.
We are not gangsters.
Alright,
the only way you can say you're from the streets is if you mean that your house was on the edge of one. And there were drive-bys all the time. We drove by the video store. We drove by Walmart.
I live right next to a street. I wear hoodies all the time. I'm obviously from the street, and I'm from the hood.
Loaded up in them
Swag.
I can't take credit for the drive-bys joke, man.
You want to know what swag stands for?
Stupid wannabe anal gropers. That is what swag stands for.
Props.
Yes.
I mean,
it takes real guts to admit that you have swag, because coming out of the closet isn't easy.
Nah, no.
She's got anal groping problems.
Yeah, you need to get some help.
You bunch of swaggets.
Swaggets. That's a good way of putting it.
You know what swag rhymes with? It rhymes with fag.
It rhymes with dad.
We are offending.
So you're a horrible father.
All right. Hey, how's about good shows?
Good shows.
The animated Batman series.
Batman animated series is the bomb.
It's easy to name a good show from the 80s, but can any of you name a modern show that's good?
I got one.
Animated.
Regular
I
show.
love regular show and Adventure Time, just saying.
Now, a lot of you guys are going to laugh at me when I say this, because, honestly, it's a bit
Came out in the recent, like, last year.
Yeah, it came out in the last couple years. Not like old at all. I recently discovered it. No, you guys are going to laugh, but I honestly think that, like, as far as, like, Shakespeare adaptations into film goes, you can either go one of two ways and be really good or not very good, you know?
Yeah.
And making a series out of one of his most famous stories seems a bit off at first.
Redundant.
Yeah, honestly. But really, when you think about it, the show that I'm talking about is Romeo x Juliet, which is it's actually fairly good, honestly, because there's good parts in it. You know, like you wouldn't think that adding action scenes to a story like this would work out. Honestly, it does, kind of, because I mean, it's not telling the same story. I mean, it is, but it's telling it in a different light. Like, it's not putting it at a different time period, because just changing the time period doesn't make it better, you know?
I got a show we can all talk about.
Go ahead.
What are you guys' thoughts on Ancient Aliens?
God damn it.
Well, that isn't a good show, like what we were just talking about.
It is a phenomenal comedy.
It's one of the best
It
I swear they meant it for a comedy. It isn't history. It's comedy.
The History Channel, where we teach you about aliens.
Yep. Because you know God is an alien. There's no other way. It had to be extraterrestrials.
It's not like the Egyptians with their advanced technology and whatnot. No, it had to be flying saucers.
Yeah, it was an
It's
extraterrestrial.
got to be the Souses.
It's
And what's up with his hair?
Astronaut.
A show I'm getting into, none of you people might have heard of it, but there's a show called Sons of Anarchy.
I've heard of it.
And I've been really getting into it lately. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
It's about this biker gang, and it's pretty good. Remy, you got a show that you've been watching lately?
No, I don't watch TV that much.
I've been watching a bit of Breaking Bad. It's pretty good.
I've watched a couple episodes.
Lately, I've been getting into a really big Lord of the Rings swing. I just love Lord of the Rings.
Oh, bringing up a horrible movie, animated Lord of the Rings.
I don't care what Doug Walker says. I don't care what Doug Walker says. That movie is just not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean...
Speaking of Lord of the Rings, have you guys seen that show Game of Thrones?
No.
Nope.
It's really similar.
I have not, honestly. I'm curious, but I have not seen it.
The red wedding is a really disturbing thing that is happened in the show, and it's crazy.
You and me never filmed it.
Yeah.
So,
You guys want to move on to games now?
Sure.
How about
Good or bad first?
Let's do good.
Yeah.
Good games.
Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. Yes, amazing.
It's a good game?
Needs to happen. A game I want to go on record.
Let's just go on record, and we'll each state our favorite game first.
Okay.
Remy?
I'm gonna have to go with Mass Effect trilogy. I really like that.
Yeah, if it's a game in a series, you can just put the whole series, but...
I love Assassin's Creed 3, but Assassin's Creed is like my favorite franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I really love Elder Scrolls and Bethesda games in a whole, but I also really like the Arkham games, so it would probably... And I love Grand Theft Auto, too, so...
Yeah, who doesn't love Grand Theft
The Elder
Auto?
Scrolls probably for me.
Yeah. For me, at least, as is right now, it's probably going to... Because the trailer just got released, but everybody knows about this, but my favorite game and my favorite game franchise, as is now, is probably Kingdom Hearts.
I've actually never played a Kingdom Hearts game.
They're very fun. They're kind of like...
I know what they are, I've just never played one.
Yeah.
I want to go on record and say this in terms of underrated games. People have been dissing on Colonial Marines left and right. And I can understand, but if you're not an Aliens fan, you're not going to like it at all. But if you are, it's actually an enjoyable experience. I'm actually probably going to do a review.
I don't know, man. That's going a little far there.
Yeah,
I'm going to be honest. It's not like one of my favorite games, but I'd give it like at least a 7. And on top of that, the DLC is just badass.
Well, an underrated game that no one really talks about is Mafia 2.
Mafia 2.
Yes.
Okay.
It had a very good story. Now many people were very disappointed because the game is very linear. It's like Uncharted or The Last of Us, one of those games. But it was advertised and teased like an open world game. It's meant to feel like that, but there's no side missions. There's no you're plopped in a big city, but sadly you don't really get to explore it, and that's the real problem a lot of people have with it. I wasn't expecting anything from the game, but I enjoyed it.
I loved the prison missions. That was an awesome thing.
I will admit, when the game's in the 40s, it's a little bit slow, but once it vaults you into the 50s, it's just so good.
Here's a line from it. Tiger, Tiger, this no happen if you use Tiger style.
Tiger style was an awesome part.
Yeah.
Style.
Yes.
I've actually never played either of the Mafias.
I've heard the first one was good.
Yeah.
Another Aliens game, the AVP game needs more fans on it. I play online on that game all the time. No one's playing it. Okay.
Alright, I just gotta get this out of the way. One of the biggest gaming franchises of all time, and the current game has ranked more money than any other video game ever, just in pre-orders. What are you guys' honest-to-God thoughts on Grand Theft Auto franchise?
I think it's fun. I mean, honestly, Grand Theft Auto kind of got boring to me. But Grand Theft Auto 5, that's fun. I haven't even tried the online yet, but I'm pretty sure when I do, I'll be hooked.
Many of you will be shocked by what I'm about to say, and I'm not saying Grand Theft Auto is bad at all. Far from it. But if I buy Grand Theft Auto 5, it will be the first time I have touched a Grand Theft Auto game.
Okay.
Well, it's always fun to experience a new game franchise.
Yeah. I have never touched it. When I was a kid, my mom was just way too harsh on it.
Yeah, I love it. It's honestly one of my favorite gaming franchises of all time. I've been playing it since I was a little kid, even though I probably shouldn't have been. But I did anyways. But I love Grand Theft Auto, especially GTA 5, because I've been playing a lot of that lately in the online. It was a bit rocky at the start, but it's so fun. I play it like every day, just about.
Okay.
Alright, so you guys want to wrap it up and give your closing thoughts?
One quick thing I want to say, going back to... Actually, hold on, is there any character from anything, game, movie, music, anything like that, has there ever been a character you guys just absolutely hate?
This might take some thought.
Oh, great.
I don't know.
Not like a villain, like you're meant to hate.
I know.
Duke Nukem, I didn't like him.
Really?
He's just a douchebag.
He's talking out of like any medium though, like movie, game, show, anything.
I'll start with while you guys are thinking. This is again. I really wish I could have finished up with that rant, but stop. You know how I feel about him. Now, one quick thing I want to say: Shinji is supposed to be our main protagonist. All right. The biggest problem with him is that he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be in a bad spot right now, okay? The first time he's supposed to fight against an angel, which is essentially just the giant monsters that they fight, his angst is understandable. But by the third or fourth time he has to fight an angel, and he still acts like that, it is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Who acts like that? Who acts like that, honestly?
They act like a kick-rattling boner monster.
Yeah,
Boner on town!
That doesn't even begin to describe.
Closing thoughts, though. If you have a movie, TV show, game that you just love, all-time favorite game, series, anything, or if it just absolutely pisses you off, leave it in the comments, and we could probably... get back to you on something.
Alright, so you guys got your closing catchphrases? Because I sure as hell got mine. T-Quit1 signing out.
You've been farting around town.
I guess I'll just see you later, YouTube.
I'm the other chaos. I've been part bad movies since fuck it, whenever.
Yeah.
Yeah.